Keep moving, KK, keep moving!
From the energy that we brought, from the performances that people put in, we took care of business. And it's a great time to be doing it because, guys, I know that we're not going to be lining up next week, but this is one team collectively. And the ladies are, so I appreciate you all kind of giving it up for them too. So let's get ready for PSACs.
First off, Annie, Gabby, thank you for being here and good luck at the PSAC Championships. From both of you, looking back to last year, you guys finished in 3rd place. What will it take this year for your team to either match or exceed that?
Well, to match, we're going to have people step up and win events or place very high. That's what we had a lot of last year. Fortunately or unfortunately in our conference, you know, the 2 big schools, Slippery Rock and Shippensburg can kind of run away with points, and that makes it so you don't need to score as many points, to be completely honest, to take some of those 3rd, 4th place positions. Slippery Rock isn't quite as strong as they were a year ago, so they may not run away with as many points as they did, which will make it harder for us to place higher because the point spread will be, you know, will be more spread out and stuff. So, but we need people to step up. We have, you know, Gabby, we're expecting a big showing in the shot put and in the weight again. Sam Seaburn, one of our freshmen, has been coming on strong. You know, her marks may not look like it on paper and stuff right now, but the stuff she's been doing in practice is awesome. So we're expecting another big week from the throws, as we've kind of expected year in, year out right now. Lisa Kosman's been doing a lot in the sprints for us. We expect her to place high, if not win, both the 60 and the 200. In the same section, Molly Regan has been huge for us right now in the pole vault, and she, you know, we expect her to be top 3, if not win there too. So if those type of things fall together, it'll be very easy for us to place high. But unfortunately, the way points and stuff work, if you have just a little bit of an off meet and people take 3rd or 4th instead of 1st or 2nd, we'll be looking at being in the middle of the pack instead of up on the top end of it.
Gabby?
I completely agree. It's hard when there's a lot of people on Shippensburg and Slippery Rock's teams because you just wish that you had another 5 throwers or another 5 people racing in the 60, 200, whatever. And those people, they do take up a lot of spots, which makes it harder for our athletes to compete against that. So yeah, it definitely takes a lot more people, but we do have a lot of talent in multiple areas and we can pull this off.
How much does looking at other teams and their top performers play in your preparations?
It depends on the event. You know, we look at some events, you know, in Gabby's case, she's going to throw the shot in the weight. That's not going to change no matter where she's placed, no matter where. But when you start looking at some of our sprinters or middle distance girls, sometimes we look and say, okay, you know, you can run the open 4, but you may not place, but we can put you on a relay and you can help that relay place higher. So that would make sense. Or the same things in some of the running events, you get some of our middle distance girls that are maybe qualified in multiple events. You know, we have to sit and look at where can they place the highest. They may not race in their best event, but at the event in the conference they can place the highest in. So it depends on the event. You know, Molly's going to pole vault no matter who's in the pole vault. That's not going to change anything for us. But in some of the running events or people that qualify in multiple events that can't necessarily, you know, perform in all the events in one weekend they're qualified in, that's when we start to look at where people, you know, rank in the conference or where we think people in the conference are going to put their athletes.
Okay. Gabby, do you look at any throwers in the conference? Yeah?
Yeah, you have to. It's good to see other people do really well. It's good to have a great level of competition, but you have to look into their profiles. You can't just look at what they posted on some meet 3 weeks ago and they haven't ever thrown it in their life and they haven't thrown it since. So if they have one good day, one good throw, then it's not going to tell you how they're going to do at conference, because it really just depends on what they're doing every week and not just what they did once, like 4 months ago, you know?
Annie, do you tell your team anything different when getting ready for PSACs as opposed to any other meet?
No, we tell them to do everything exactly the same. We don't want to change things up at all. In fact, you won't want to make drastic changes, even if the drastic change is something for the better. If there's somebody that sleeps 5-6 hours a night, even though I may not like that on the regular basis, if they start sleeping 10 hours a night, that's not going to help them. The same thing practice-wise and stuff like that. In fact, we talk a lot about how, that week leading up to and stuff, we don't make major changes. Even if those major changes may make us better in 2 months, being better in 2 months doesn't help us for Saturday. So if anything, we try to keep things as exactly the same as possible.
And you had touched on it earlier, but you have a good blend of new and experienced athletes. Do you feel that having both ends of the spectrum play an advantage?
Oh yeah, it's huge. You get, kind of those new excitement and stuff in there, and that gets the whole team excited. It's something new, it's something they haven't seen before, but it's also awesome for our team to be able to look at people they know they can count on. They know they can count on Gabby to go score points and Molly, vault well and stuff like that, and it's fun to kind of have both ends of the spectrum, yeah.
And Gabby, you've had a great year so far. How much do you think you've improved from last year?
A lot. I definitely posted the marks earlier. Last year, I hadn't posted over 45 until PSAC. So now I posted it 2 weeks before. So I kind of have a little bit of an advantage that I didn't have last year.
And what will it take for you to defend your PSAC title in the shot put and build upon your 4th place showing last year in the weight throw?
It's going to take a lot. It's not easy. The PSAC definitely got a lot better. But I'm excited to see these girls again. I mean, I see some of them occasionally. They come to the meets that we just have in the middle of the season. But there's a bunch of girls that I don't see at all. So I'm just going to have to play the game, I guess. Just do what it takes to win. And in weight, the same thing. I need to throw big. I need to PR to get there because I'm 9th right now, whereas I was like 6th last year. So it's going to take a bit.
And talk about some of your runners. You had to replace a lot of great runners from last year. Who do you see having a strong outing?
Well, Abby Peters just had a huge run for us in the mile. She dropped over 10 seconds, so if you think about it on an outdoor track, a mile is just over 4 laps. She ran a 2.5 seconds, more than 2.5 seconds per lap faster than she'd ever ran before. So that's huge, and people like that we look at, we hope there's more. You don't always know that there is, but you always hope that they can get into the competition and stuff and just kind of get caught up running in a pack and stuff like that and, break out even more. We're going to use our distance kids and distance and middle distance kids maybe in relays a little more than we have in the past just because we don't necessarily have, like an Ida like we had last year like that that can go out and win and stuff. But we can rack up a lot of points in those relays as well. Our conference, we run a DMR, a distance medley relay, and a 4x8 along with the 4x4 as well. But by running that DMR and that 4x8, our middle distance kids can score a lot of points there, working as a team and not necessarily having to do all the individual events.
What's it like to host something like the PSAC Championships year after year and compete on such familiar territory?
For us, I guess from a coaching standpoint and stuff like that, I think it gets easier every year because we're more ready and stuff. Some of those things don't pop up, little things you forget and things like that. But I think it's great for our kids because they know exactly what to expect. We have a meet we have a meet tomorrow on Friday, so they'll get that last chance thing. But that's where they practice every day, so there should be no surprises to them of something happening facility-wise and such that may pop up somewhere else that we may not realize or something like that ahead of time. So I think it's a pretty big advantage for us. They also, a lot more family can come in and stuff because we're closer. They're classmates, roommates, friends and stuff in the university, so I think that's huge for them to get that kind of home court advantage.
Gabby, what's it like for you as an athlete?
It's pretty much the same as practice. You just have to go in there and do what you know. But the energy level is completely different than practice. I mean, it's the same facility. You look at it every day. But the people that are there and the competition that you see, that's what makes it really special and stand out against everything else.